Hey everybody, my name is Deja and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming my February TBR. I'm so excited to film this video as I am every single month. TBRs are honestly my favorite recurring videos to film. I just love it, especially with my spinner wheel. It's so fun to do. Like wrap-ups, not a fave, but TBRs are definitely a fave. And obviously this month is Valentine's Day, so maybe I can get some romance on this TBR. I don't have any reading vlog planned specifically for romance books, but I would like to get maybe a couple on this TBR. And it's also Black History Month, so I know I definitely have some books on my TBR that are by Black authors for videos, so I'm really excited to be reading those as well. But before we get into my full TBR for this video, I want to thank today's sponsor, which is Luisa. I love Luisa so much. They are genuinely my favorite jewelry brand. I wear them every single day in my personal life. I have like this snake chain bracelet and necklace that I wear every single day. I also recently got a G necklace a couple months ago because my boyfriend's name is G, so I have that, and I rotate their earrings out. I usually stick with a pair for like a couple weeks and then I rotate them out. I used to be like the type of girl where I would only wear one earring for like months, but now I kind of rotate them out, see how I'm feeling. They actually sent me a new necklace which I really love. It's like this moon necklace, and they also sent me these new earrings which I absolutely love because I feel like they peek out of my hair and they look so elegant and classy. Luisa has such perfect jewelry because it is so affordable. It starts at $39 per piece, and their jewelry is so incredibly high quality for the price that you're getting. I really wear my jewelry all the time when I'm working out, when I'm in the shower, whatever I'm doing, I'm wearing my Luisa jewelry, and it does not tarnish at all, which I absolutely love because like even my Apple Watch, she has tarnished. This bracelet has tarnished. My Luisa jewelry, she would never do that to me. Not to mention their jewelry is also hypoallergenic, which I love. They also have free shipping within the US. If you're interested in getting any of Luisa's pieces, including the ones that I'm wearing today, I have a link down in the description box below, so make sure to go click that. And thank you again to Luisa for sponsoring today's video. Every single month, of course, I always host my book club over on my Patreon, The Final Chapter, which is always linked down below. For my top 2 tiers, we do a book club, which also has a live show, a reading vlog, and Discord channels as well. In the month of February, we're reading a really exciting January release, and that is Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. If you are into like new release thriller and horror books, I would definitely recommend checking out our book club because that's generally what we read, and it's so fun because we don't have a lot of preconceived notions going in because they are so new. So Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, I'm really excited to be reading because I love some of Grady Hendrix's work. I feel like his work is so campy and fun. I've read the majority of his work. The only ones I haven't read are obviously this one, and then also I haven't read The Final Girl Support Group or We Sold Our Souls, but I have both those books. So I actually plan on trying to get through Grady Hendrix's backlist this year since I only have his newest release and then 2 other books. And my friend myonna said this was like her favorite book of 2023 because I think she got an arc of it. So I'm definitely really excited to read this one, and the synopsis sounds so good. I believe this one takes place in the 70s, and there's like a home for wayward girls, which basically is where pregnant teens get pregnant. They get sent to this home to kind of like, you know, hide them and like reform them a little bit because they're wayward because they got pregnant. And I think they stumble upon this book of witchcraft, which sounds so good. I love witchy horror a lot, and I love like the premise and the time period. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. I just wanted to pop in because I am actually participating in a event this month. It is the I Love Black Horror readathon / reading challenge hosted by Kelsey over at KelsSweetie on Instagram. I'm actually one of the collaborators for this readathon, so I'm just contributing recommendations. She has a book picked out for this readathon that we'll be reading as well, so I will be in the live show for that, and I will also be in like the Discord. There's going to be some like Discord movie nights and stuff like that, and I may pop into those as well. But obviously Kelsey is the main host and creator of this whole readathon, which is why I didn't put it in the original filming of this video because I thought that my video was going to come out before her announcement. But the announcement is already up, so you guys can go check it out right now as you are watching this video. I will have it linked down below. This readathon takes place the entire month of February. The main challenge of the readathon is to read Black horror authors and main characters in February. So I will be doing this. I think I'm going to do an exclusive reading vlog for my slasher queens over on Patreon where I read some Black horror. We also have a whole Goodreads shelf down below that has Black horror books on my personal TBR, and then there's also another horror shelf that has a ton of other Black horror recommendations on it. Most of those other ones, like the top 20 or 30. I've read the majority of those, so that's why I made my own shelf with my TBR, but I will link both those shelves down below, my personal one and then also the one that I just found that has a whole bunch of other black horror recommendations on it. But then Kelsey is also going to be posting recommendations from all of the collaborators as well as herself throughout the month each week, so that'll be really fun. So make sure to go follow her on Instagram for sure. Her Instagram is absolutely stunning and her channel is also phenomenal. She has such amazing vibrant energy, and I really suggest that you guys go support her and the other collaborators for this readathon. There are some other collaborators as well, so I will have them linked down below. Also go support Kelsey, of course, because she's the creator of this readathon slash reading challenge, and we need this readathon more than ever now, especially. So please participate, please support Kelsey. Even if you could just read a couple black horror books in the month of February, even if you don't read horror, just read some books by black authors in the month of February for Black History Month, obviously, but try to keep continuing it into every single month of the year, because that's what's truly important and to show publishing that we actually do care about black authors. So I just wanted to add that in here really quickly so you guys can make sure to check it out. And now let's get back to the original video. I do know one creator, Kaylani from Kaylani Simply Me, is hosting round 2 of the romcom swoonathon with a couple other creators, so I will have that link down below if you're interested in checking out that readathon. I think it's a full month-long readathon, and I know they're gonna have Discord sprints, movie watch-alongs. I might appear on some of the sprints actually, so that is really exciting. If you want to check that out, I will have that link down below. Besides that, I do have reading plans for reading vlogs. Obviously, I have at least 3 reading vlogs that I want to film, and a 4th one that I kind of thought of doing, but that would probably get posted in March, but I might start filming it in February. But it's kind of up to y'all if y'all want to see that video. I asked over on my Patreon and people did seem interested in that video, so I'm gonna kind of tell y'all my plans, not all the books for all the videos, but I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about them. So the first one is I'm gonna be reading books my boyfriend chose for me. He has never really been on the channel before. He's a very quiet man. I wouldn't say that he's shy necessarily, but he's definitely very quiet, so he's only really been in like B-roll and stuff before, but I got him to be in a video and he chose 3 books for me to read. I do know what they are. We literally just filmed that part yesterday, and it's a very interesting selection. 2 of the books are by black authors, which I love, and they're also both on my 25 books to read in 2025, so he really did a great job with that. And then the last book was one that he chose from the used bookstore, so not one that I previously owned, so that one is kind of a wild card pick. I also wanted to do like a wintry type vlog where I read winter books, because I create a winter TBR every year. I actually filmed that for my Patreon, but there was a high wine in it, so I have to refilm that video. But I do make a winter TBR. A lot of the books are back here, and so I was gonna do like a wintry vlog, but then I was talking to my friend Haley and we were trying to convince her to do like a cozy books vlog, and then I was like, wait, I low-key want to do that. So I'm gonna be doing like a cozy books vlog. A lot of the books will be ones for my winter TBR, because there'll be like a lot of fantasy and stuff like that, which I normally read in like the fall and winter. So I will be having like a cozy books reading vlog that I'll be doing. I also really want to do like a new releases reading vlog, because I have so many new releases that I'm excited about this year, so I really want to like stay on top of them. And I feel like if I do new releases reading vlogs every couple months, then I will be staying on top of them. And in January there were so many releases already. I have some of them back here, like The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Beautiful Ugly I'm actually reading for my book club in January. At Dark I Become Loathsome by Erica Rocca comes out towards the end of January, and I really want to read that one. So I have a couple books on my TBR for that video. The last reading vlog that I want to do, but I did not like officially plan it into the month, is to do like a reading dystopian books that feel too real type vlog, because of everything that's happening in America after the inauguration of our president. I feel like we are potentially going into a dystopian universe. I really want to brush up on a lot of dystopian classics that talk about fascism and stuff like that, because I feel like it's very important to stay educated. Even if you're reading fiction, you're still educating yourself. So I really want to read Fahrenheit 451. That's one that I read in high school, but I really want to read that one. I also have Animal Farm, which I've never read, 1984 I've never read, and also The Handmaid's Tale I've never read. So those 4 are kind of the ones that I'm really thinking about reading for that reading vlog. I think I physically own all of them except maybe Animal Farm. I may or may not own that one. I can't remember. But all the other ones I own, I just don't have them with me at school. They're at my parents' house. So potentially I will do that reading vlog. I just don't know if it would be triggering for people to watch that video, but at the same time, like, y'all have free will. Like, if it's going to be triggering for you, you could just like not watch the video, you know? But I feel like it's very important. I've been talking a lot about everything on my Instagram, personal, and my book Instagram, because I feel like it's so important to talk and not let our voices be silenced, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to censor us. They're trying to silence us. And I think it's very important that we speak our truth, read things that are going to really help us do that. So that's kind of a reading vlog that I have tentatively that I want to do, but I did not officially plan it into the month. So we'll see if I actually get around to doing that reading vlog. And if I do, it'll probably come out in March, as I said. Now it's time to do my TBR jar, which, if you don't know, this has the majority of my unread physical books. I really need to update this because I really don't think I have the majority of books that I hauled last year in here. I'm going to put it on my to-do list for February because I never write it down, so then I forget. And then by the time I come to this video, I'm like, oh wait, I kind of have to do that. So this has the majority of my unread physical books. A lot of them I don't have here with me. If you haven't been following me for a long time, you may not know that I am in college. I'm at school. This is my school apartment, which is a studio apartment. So there's not a ton of room to have books. So the majority of my book collection, which is over 1,000 books, is at my parents' house. But I do have a couple hundred books here with me on my reading cart. Over here I have this big old stack going right now, and I also have like a TV stand that has shelves, so that has a ton of books in it as well. So we'll see what I get. I'm gonna reach in here and pull one out. I always try to not look, but when I pull my hand out, they always want to come out. Okay, I have one in my hand. Well, I have a ton in my hand, but I have one that I'm actually grabbing. You see, literally, like, I have so many, but I was just grabbing this one. But this one also popped out. It literally popped out. It was the only one that popped out. So I'm taking that as a sign that I am going to have two, and I'm going to choose between them this month. I never do that, but since that one popped out and it was the only one, that I'm going to look. On these papers, I write a row and a column that correspond to a Google spreadsheet, and then I, look and see what the title is because I'm lazy and I don't feel like writing the whole title. So the first one is C27, which is a contemporary or literary fiction. It is erotic stories for Punjabi widows. That one is one that I held last year, so I do definitely want to read that one. The next one is K60, which is a horror book. It's The Funhouse by Dean Koontz, which I definitely do not want to read. So I guess I'm going to be reading erotic stories for Punjabi widows. I don't know much about this one. I am excited about this one. I don't have it here with me physically, so I will go pick it up from my parents' house the next time I go. I'm not taking punishments for my TBR anymore this year because I just feel like, why? Like, why would I punish myself for not reading a book? That doesn't make any sense to me. So I am just gonna go over my TBR for the last month, see if I completed it or not, but that's where it ends. I guess maybe I should do like a rewards jar. I know some people do that where they don't do punishments, but they like will have a reward if they complete the entire TBR, which did not happen yet this month. It still could, but I don't foresee that happening. So here was my TBR for last month. I had Queen of Shadows for continuous series, and I did not get to this one yet. I don't foresee that happening because I do have a couple days left in January, but I have to finish up a reading vlog. I have to read my book club pick and read my TBR jar pick. So I don't foresee that happening, and I have not continued any other series. I do reserve the right, like if I put this book to fulfill a prompt, but then I read a different book and that one also fulfills the prompt and I don't feel like reading this one anymore or whatever, then I reserve the right to like replace it, which I did do with one book in here. But yeah, I did not get to this one, and I did not continue any other series this month. I just started one series, and then everything else so far has been standalones. Then I had We Used to Live Here for a hardcover. I have not read this one yet, but I'm reading it for a video, so I have to read it. So I definitely will get to this one. I think the only prompt I won't get to is continuous series. And then I had The Women by Kristen Hanna for hard hitting, which I did read. I had Body and Soul Food for a blindfold pick. And then lastly, I had to read an indie published book. And for that one, I was going to read Demon's Dream, which was for a video. But to get that video out on time, I just couldn't read that book. It was 800 pages of romance with no audiobook, and I'm really liking it. I'm definitely going to continue reading that one. But I did read The Horror by David Sodergren, and that one is also indie published. So I'm basically completing all the prompts except continuous series, which I probably could fit in a book to continue a series, but it's fine, really. It's not that deep. Now we're gonna get into my spinner wheel for February. I normally do 5 spins. Hopefully I can get some books on my spinner wheel TBR that are for my reading vlogs, but we will see. So here is my spinner wheel. I update this probably quarterly because I do add in some like seasonal prompts. So we're on the winter one obviously right now. So let's do the first spin. We have a book on my 25 books to read in 2025. As I said, 2 of the books my boyfriend chose for me to read for the reading vlog where he picks my books are on my 25 books to read in 2025, but I kind of want to keep those a secret. Like, I kind of want to keep those a mystery. So I'm going to go with another book, and this one I had down for like my cozy books reading vlog. I just put like a whole bunch of cozy books on there, and I was kind of just going to like mood read. I think I had like 8 or 9 books, and there's no way I'm reading 8 or 9 books. So I think the only one for that video that is actually on my 25 books to read in 2025 is Shady Hollow. This is like a murder mystery. It says it's the first book in the Shady Hollow series in which we are introduced to the village of Shady Hollow, where woodland creatures live together in harmony until a curmudgeonly toad turns up dead, and the local reporter has to solve the case. So it's like a cozy mystery, but we are following like woodland creatures that are humanoid. So that just sounds so cute and cozy. So we're adding her to the TBR. Now we're gonna go in for the second spin. We have a book gifted to me. This is another book for that cozy books reading vlog. This is actually one that my boyfriend bought me. He didn't necessarily gift it to me, but he bought it. Someone else bought it for me, and that is The Storied Life of AJ Fickery. This one is about like this man, AJ Fickery, who lives alone, and he owns a bookstore. He's very grumpy, and he's experiencing the worst sales in its history, but now his prized possession, a rare collection of poems, has been stolen. But when a mysterious package appears at the bookstore, its unexpected arrival gives Fickery the chance to make his life over and see everything anew. It sounds so good, and I've heard such good things about this one. This is the same author as Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, which I don't really have an interest in reading, but I do have an interest in this one, so I'm adding her to the TBR as well. Now we're moving on to the third spin. I clicked it before I could get my sentence out. We have a graphic novel slash comic. I actually want this to say graphic novel slash comic slash manga, because when I wrote this, because this is one of the original prompts, I didn't read manga. So I'm going to include manga in this. I actually just checked out some graphic novels and manga from the library, but I kind of want to read those before the end of January. So I'm going to go with one that I'm dying to read. I don't have a physical copy. The library doesn't have it because it's too graphic, but that is Killing Stalking Volume 2. I read Volume 1, actually I think in like 2023, and I absolutely loved it. So I've been really wanting to continue on in this series. This series, all the trigger warnings, it's very crazy. It has killing in it. It has kidnap. It has basically torture. It's insane, but I love it. I really do. I love the first volume, so I really want to continue on. So I'm going to include Killing Stalking, but if I don't get to the ones that I have checked out from the library before the end of January, I might read one of these in its place. Next up is the fourth spin. We have anticipated release. Perfect, because I'm doing my anticipated releases video. For this one, I'm definitely going to go with At Dark I Become Loathsome by Eric LaRocca, because this is one that I know for sure I will be reading. No questions about it, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like the other ones, I do really want to read them, and I foresee myself reading them, but this one I know like 110% like I will be reading for that reading vlog. And I also have the audiobook from the Libro FM ALC program. Now we're gonna go in for our fifth spin. The wheel has been very nice to me, so maybe I'll do a sixth spin. We will see, but for now we're gonna do 5. We have a random number. Basically how this prompt works is I will count up all my books and then do a random number generator and see what it picks. So let me count all the books. I'm gonna count all the books in here, so also the ones over there. So of the books that I have here physically with me that I have not physically owned and are not already on the TBR or that I will be reading in January, I have 171 books. Max is 171. And let's generate. Should we do it 3 times or just the first one? I'll do it 3. 1, 2, 3. Book 90. Okay, let me get to counting. So how I counted each way when I counted the books and this time is I went along the cart, and then I have some books on the floor, went up the books on the floor, and then I went up the shelf. So we ended around here, and the book that I got is Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. I'm actually really excited to be picking this one up because I've been wanting to watch the movie that came out on Hulu, I think in December. So I'm really excited to get this one on the TBR because I've been dying to read her. And I say that we do one last one for fun. I normally do 5, but I'm just really excited this month. A 5-star prediction. I don't really have any 5-star predictions, so I'm gonna respin because I don't really make them because I feel like they're always wrong. A book with a 1-word title. Okay, period. None of the books really planned for videos have a one-word title. One does, but I don't even physically own that book, so I don't know if I'm going to be reading it because, as I said for the Cozy Books vlog, I'm going to be mood reading, and so I don't know if I'm going to be reading that one. So I'm going to be going off one for my winter TBR that I do physically own, and that is A Lat's Away. This one I know is a middle grade fantasy that has to do with Native American culture, so I'm really excited for this one as well. I think we have a great TBR this month. So here are the books on my spinner wheel TBR that I physically own. We have Shady Hollow for 25 books to read in 2025. We have The Storied Life of AJ Fickery for a book gifted to me. Then I have Killing Stalking Volume 2 for a graphic novel / comic / manga. Then At Dark I Become Loathsome for anticipated release. Night Bitch for a random number. And A Lat's Away for a one-word title. So I got 3 books on this TBR that are for videos, and then 2 books that I've been really wanting to read. One for my winter TBR and one because I want to watch the movie. And then actually a manhwa that I've been wanting to read. I forgot to say that Killing Stalking is not a manga. It's a manhwa. A manhwa is actually the Korean version of a manga. So I'm counting it for that prompt. So I think we have a great TBR this month. I'm feeling so happy because we have been having a cold front here in North Carolina for like 3 weeks, and it's been literally freezing, like actually freezing every single day, like below 30 degrees. And we had like 2 bouts of snow, but it's warm now. It's like 50 degrees outside. I'm so happy. So I'm really happy with this TBR. Thank you again so much, Anna Luisa, for sponsoring today's video. Again, if you would like to join my book club over on Patreon, that is also always linked down below. And if you made it to the end, leave a strawberry emoji down below because I low-key feel like a strawberry with this sweater in my hair. And I will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody. You got the nerve to be on me, faking your life and I hide you. If you got my number, don't ask.